I teased about Dak Prescott and maybe the 4 toughest games that he's going to face this season from the Cowboys' schedule.
Not the divisional games, huh?
Well, there might be a divisional opponent in there.
Oh, wow.
But let me see if you guys agree with this or not. This is it's coming from our guys with the fan side is put this out there. And I was just like, I'm always this time of year, you get a lot of lists and things like that, comparison things and content. But
I actually believe I have the single crustiest list that's ever been created in sports history for you a little bit later on in the program. Okay. You're probably going to appreciate it, bro.
It's a great tease right there. All right, number 1 for Dak Prescott, most difficult games he's going to have to deal with this season. Happens in week 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tom Brady is not the only concern for Prescott.
No. Very good defense.
Yeah, the Cowboys' offensive line has undergone an overhaul, and they'll be starting a rookie left guard in Tyler Smith, we think. We can assume that Smith will immediately be tested by the Buccaneers with their star defensive tackle, Vita Vea, who's a blend of power and speed and has been a problem for most veteran interior linemen. With concerns about a rookie and center, Tyler Broaddus as well. Prescott could be seeing a lot more pressure up the middle. Now, I do remember this last year. Remember the Cowboys in that game, they didn't even attempt to run the ball at all.
No, not after the first quarter or so.
And no Zach Martin in that game. No Zach Martin in that game.
Yeah, it was McGovern playing right guard.
McGovern playing right guard in that game, and Dak Prescott had one of his better games of the season throwing the football. It just, came up a little short there. But, I kind of see where, the things that always give Dak problems are the middle push. It's not the stuff coming off the edges. It's the middle push stuff that Dak, when he feels that middle pressure, it's about, can you move? Can you get out of the way? I mean, we think that Dak will, he's better equipped now with the health and stuff like that to move if he sees that. But
at least Ndamukong Suh's gone, so he doesn't have to worry about cheap shots,
Yeah. So they're going to, the talk about this is, though, it's going to be about the quick strike game and to kind of negate the threat of the aggressive pass rush that we sent through the middle.
What's interesting is Tampa was still committed to trying to stop the run last year against the Cowboys, and it worked. Yeah. Now that they have all of this film, are they going to just drop into coverage? It's going to be an immediate barometer on how much progress the Cowboys have made.
They were so bad in the secondary last year. Remember that early in the season they were struggling. I mean,
they had a lot of injuries. I think to start the year last year.
In the game, remember the game they started getting guys hurt in the game. They lost several guys and were moving players around, and Prescott was able to take advantage of that. But I think we'll be able to, when we go to Oxnard here in about a month, I think we'll be able to kind of to tell a little bit about how they're going to be better equipped to handle. I think watching practice. Now, the problem I run into with Cowboy practices is going to be what's going to happen at wide receiver. And is it going to give you a real indication of what the season's going to be like if they're practicing with a bunch of backup wide receivers?
No, I don't think so. I think the drop-off's huge.
That's what I'm saying.
Last couple of years, they've had good depth.
Yeah.
To where you'd be at auction and be like, wow, these guys are amazing.
Exactly.
And, in the case of Cedric Wilson, they really were, But not only is Cedric Wilson gone, but the other guy, 17, I forget his name, but he made a couple of plays.
Yeah. Yeah, Turner's gone too.
Malik Turner, I believe.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Okay, in week 5, that's when the Los Angeles Rams are a part of the plan here. And
it's already looking good.
Yeah.
You're already dropping down. I don't think there's too many tough quarterbacks on the schedule this year.
Once a month you face a strong team.
That.
Okay. They the thing that the worry is with, much like the Buccaneers, the coaching staff will need to figure out a way to slow down Aaron Donald, and give Prescott a chance to keep them in the game. With the amount of talent the Rams have on the offensive side of the football, the Cowboys can't afford to fall behind quickly in this game because it'll be a giveaway, more chances for Donald to make his impression on the game and rattle Prescott.
Yeah.
So week 5, we okay? I mean, between the Buccaneers and Rams, who you more scared of, by the way?
Just in terms, I think you're more likely to beat the Rams actually than the Bucs. I just don't see. I don't see you beating the Bucs in week 1. I don't know. I just think that they're gonna have, Brady's gonna have all the time in the world to kind of prepare for you. They're probably gonna win that game. The Rams, I don't know. I mean, it's still, I don't know. Will they have some type of Super Bowl hangover? What will it look like? think the Cowboys have matched up decently with the Rams. Remember, didn't they open the season a couple of years ago in Los Angeles?
They did.
And it was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
I know it's a different Rams team now, but we can't even forget that the Bengals are sandwiched in there.
Yeah.
The Bengals, that's not going to necessarily be a overly easy game either.
No, I was going to say, when we come back around, tell me if you think the Bengals should be on this list.
Rams are satisfied. Tampa's hungry.
Okay. Philadelphia Eagles, week 6.
That's a top quarterback to face?
Well, this is a tough opponent for Prescott to face.
Oh yeah, I could see that for sure.
The Eagles got a little D,
yeah. And
Pause.
And they were.
No, you're right.
They were thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna drop a bomb. I hit the wrong button. My bad.
The more impressive thing about what the Eagles were able to do, were they were able to add impact defensive players.
Yeah.
To boast a defense that was struggling last year.
They're already heading in the right direction.
Yeah, the biggest addition would be come through the draft with defensive tackle Jordan Davis. Again, it looks like these matchups, what they're talking about is the Cowboys are having problems inside.
Sure.
If Dak Prescott's going to lose these games, potentially it's because they're inside 3. Well, we know Martin, but then Broaddus, and then whoever, Smith or whoever.
We need Tyler Smith to show up and just be a brute in there.
Yeah. But they're also talking about the team was able to add, this is the Eagles, Hassan Reddick, to give him some much-needed juice coming off the edge.
Ooh.
So, Prescott has a winning record over the Eagles and has always been able to have success against the NFC opponents. But given that the line just got tougher with the players that they've added, that's why
they're back.
Week 6 would be
it's a legit team.
Legit team. All right, the final game of the 4 that the fan side think that the Dak Prescott could have problems with is the Green Bay Packers in week 10.
Lambeau, baby.
Dak Prescott's won at Lambeau Field. But the reason for concern for Prescott is that the Packers will be a little hurt on defense. That won't cripple them. They still have Preston Smith on the outside. He's a little bit lesser known of a talent. Oren Burks from the 49ers will boost the pass rush, plus Kenny Clark still mans the middle of that defensive line. But they say for Prescott to be able to win this game, it isn't going to be focusing on the pass rush as much as he would with the 3 previously slated teams. In this contest, the quarterback will be hard-pressed to show that he could take the Cowboys to Lambeau Field and pull out a win in a cold weather conditions. And what he's mainly talking about is having to deal with Aaron Rodgers. And
you're gonna have to score 30 points.
Yeah, it says when the Cowboys traditionally have had to face Aaron Rodgers, it's you have to score a bunch of points. Now he beat him in his rookie year, 2016. Dak went up there, like we said, and won. It was a really impressive game.
I'm trying to. Was that late in the year? Was that a cold weather game?
No, that was the middle of the season game, is what that was.
Because even Bobby Belt, who's a Dak supporter, like Dak defender, pretty hard. Like even he acknowledges the drop off in play for Dak whenever it's like sub 50 degrees or something like that. Like cold weather Dak has actually not been that good. So you would think November Lambeau, that'll be a hell of a test.
Well, the thing about living up there, and I know it starts to potentially snow around Halloween. So you could get, but at least it's not one of those games you're going up there in early January and trying to figure things out.
Playoff Lambeau's a different bird.
It's a different venue and stuff like that. But is there anybody, as we finish things up, you mentioned Cincinnati. Anybody else you really worry about with the Cowboys? Indianapolis?
I think the Colts will present some challenges. We'll see where the Titans are at, but not overly scary. I mean, that's all pretty fair right there. I just think the Bengals should probably be in that mix there. But that's really what you're looking at, of teams that on paper before the season starts, week 1 Bucks, week 2 Bengals, and then you get a bunch of division games, the Rams, Lions, no problem. I mean, overall, we'll see how the Vikings are. The Vikings have an interesting, offensively, the Vikings could be very interesting. But otherwise, it's a pretty favorable schedule as you look at it now.
It's a great schedule. I'm worried about anybody that's going to be over 500, which now includes the Eagles.
Yeah.
But it's the frustrating thing about following and covering this team. They're going to win 10 or 11 games because their schedule is cake. And then they're going to have no shot when they get to the playoffs. Repeat of last year. Slightly less probability of the Super Bowl because they lost 3 of their best players.
I think I would put Cincinnati on this list.
For sure.
I would, and I'm trying to think of who I would dump. I'm trying to think. Maybe the Eagles.
Yeah, you dump the Eagles.
Dump the Eagles and put the
list.
Eagles on. I think that if the Cowboys roll off the season, start 0-2.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
but the Vikings might be legit. The Colts might be legit. And the Titans might be legit. So I don't know. Maybe an 8 or 9 win season is still possible. I do not believe this team is going to beat teams over 500 or teams heading for the playoffs.
Yeah, and the big focus has been about the questions about the guard and center spots. That's with 3 of the 4 teams. It was the problems that potentially inside that could give Dak Prescott problems.